All right, so in this video, we're going to be covering positioning and layout. So this is a really important aspect of CSS. All right, so the first thing it's talking about is, and I've shown you the display element before previously, so you may be familiar with that, so I could demonstrate other things. But first thing is block. So let's create, all right, so let's see, where's our, okay, first div, second div. So I demonstrated that before where I haven't displayed block, but I've shown you inline. So I mean, as you can see, like here's the first div and it comes down to, you know, this is the second div, right? As opposed to, all right, hold on. As opposed to now, if we change this to inline, it all goes all on the same row together. It doesn't break up the elements to different spots. So that's, you know, an important thing to know. And we just talked about inline. Okay, this part is important if, especially once you get into working with like JavaScript and you want to hide something until like something happens or whatnot. What you can do is display none, and then it's invisible. And then usually what you'll do, like with JavaScript, once you get to there, is then you'll change the display property to, you know, something else once, like I said, like once they click a button or after a certain amount of time or something, whatever you want to program it to do, however you're trying to set up your website. You can use that display none feature to do that. But for now, while you're just doing CSS, you're probably not going to use the display none. That would not be really useful. Just not write it. Okay, so visible and hidden. So let's change, let's just get rid of this altogether. All right, so back. And now it's not. So, I mean, you can do that too. You can do visibility hidden to kind of similar to, you know, display none. So, but yeah, the difference is with display none, it doesn't even hold the spot. So like if with visibility hidden, All right, so now I want to go ahead and type. Where is that stuff? Just oh wait, I was doing it. I was doing it in this page. Oh, that's right. Okay, so now if I want to write some stuff. So it's, since that's just hidden, it's still got its spot. But if I do display none, then nope, it's just gonna go right there. There's nothing there. It's just gonna pretend like it's not there at all. So okay, so yeah, most things are static as you're just programming them. So if you don't have any inheritance, you usually don't need to add your position static. But like if like you did like I said before with inheritance, like body, everything, position, whatever else you set it to, then if you want it to be static, then you'd have to use that for the normal flow of the page, right? So it's just normal, right? But then when we get to fixed, so fixed is just gonna, it's gonna hold it in whatever spot you set it to. So let me demonstrate. So let me just copy this instead of typing it all out. Let's do what do I want to add? Well, hold on. So I'll just leave it there. All right, so this is fixed to where I'm telling it to go. It's going to ignore everything else. So see how we've got this paragraph going right here. Well, this is in a fixed spot. So I'm telling it to go there, and it's like, well, I don't care what else is there. I'm just going to ignore the normal flow of the web page, and I'm going to go to where I'm fixed and told to be. So it's, and what it's saying right here is it's making from the top it's 30 pixels down, and right it's 5. So let's change this to like perfect. And so if I add to the right, let's make it now. All right, exploit it after I got a phone call. But so now watch, that's 50 out, that's 100 out. All right, let's say from the top we want to go 300. You know, it's just going to be from that fixed spot from wherever you're doing, like, or I could go like top left or top, you know, but you've got to specify, you know, at least, you know, from the, you know, left, right, top. And if you, let's say we didn't have a top, right? Then from where it was at, it's going from the left 100, like in its, you know, natural flow. But like now, so that's 100, you know, from the top, since I've specified, you know, the left and the right. And if I didn't specify left, then it would just be, you know, just from the top and just at 0. So that's how you do, you know, your fixed position. And now if I wanted to do it relative, it's going to be relative from where it is in like the natural flow. So watch. So that's fixed with like, all right, fixed from the top, you know, whatever, 100, 100. But now if we did like relative, you know, now it's 100 from where it was, right? So like if we didn't have this, here's where it was. Like that's where it was, and since we had, you know, relative 100 down, you know, from there, from where it's natural flow and everything. So yeah, it's relative and fixed, and there's others too. Let's talk about that if they get to other position stuff later. Like you can be like sticky and like all sorts of stuff. Oh, it's properties. We're on position. And you can always go to W3 schools CSS position to, you know, look up the other position stuff. Like, you know, we've got sticky and absolute and all that stuff. So you can check that out too. All right, so floating. So if we want stuff to kind of float around whatever we're doing, then, you know, we can use the float. So let's go ahead and throw it here. So remember, for images, make sure to, you know, when you do in your image tag, you do the source. Oops. And so let's use this image. And we're already in the static folder, so I think we need static. Whatever. So, well, maybe we do need static. What's going on? Oh, I didn't add a T. So, all right, so I'm gonna throw it, we're throwing it right here, and we're over on, actually, let's throw it so that it's next to this paragraph. All right, let's do that. This paragraph has a bunch of text. All right. All right. So if we go ahead and, so let's give a class to this image. If we float, let's float right. Oh, didn't have my little dot. All right, so it's floating, off to the right over there. And see all this stuff? All this stuff moved up because this is floating to the right. This stuff just is like, all right, we're here. But now let's take this. Let's take this purple heart. Let's throw it. Let's throw this up here more. See, now it's this text and stuff is like, it's still floating to the right. And this stuff is, coming along because it comes up and just pretends like this isn't here. But like when it gets to the actual image, it's like, well, no, go there. So it floats to the right, but it also goes ahead and it, keeps stuff away from it, right? So that's the float. I'm getting another call. So I'll just pick up the rest of this video in a second video. Have a good one.